Hey there guys, and welcome back. This is a 9-hole course vlog I filmed the other day of a round I played. Gonna walk you through some strategies and thought process and how I play my game. So this first hole, pretty easy starting hole, real short. The right side is extremely wide open. Left is out of bounds, so I don't really necessarily aim for the fairway, but I aim down the right side, just because it's the safest play of all. This drive was pretty good. Literally down the right side of the fairway. Actually just ran out of fairway and was barely right at target. That left me with this little 43-yard pitch shot, and my wedge game is a strength of mine, so I was being very aggressive and going to attack this pin. The problem that I had was it was a sucker pin. It was a front right flag location, and as you can see, that green's kind of plateaued with a little bit of a false front there. The ball actually rolled off the front edge and right back into this location, leaving me chipped for my third. And poorly executed the chip here. Blew a good 10 feet by the hole. That left me with this downhill break and putt for the par. Not exactly the best way to start a round, but always keep grinding and never give up. Every shot matters. Luckily, drain this putt to save the par and start the round out with a solid 4. Moving on to the second hole here. It's a 135-yard par 3. Fortunately, I forgot to hit the record button until after I hit the shot. But basically, this is a front center pin location that's down in a bowl. I hit a knockdown 9-iron, about 12 feet long left of the pin. One thing on club selection is you got to take a club that you know is going to not spin back off. 135, I could easily hit a pitching wedge, but if I hit this slope, my worry was it was going to spin back off the front. So take a little spin off, take a longer club, and hit like a knockdown punch shot type of deal. Luckily, this left me with about a 12-footer left to right breaking birdie putt. And took my time, got a good read on it. Beautiful looking break and right in the jar. Now -1 after 2 holes. Pretty good start to the day. Move on to hole number 3. It's a par 5, reachable in 2, dogleg right. Down the left side is all out of bounds. You can see that red tree out there on the right. That's a pretty good target. You can reach that tree. You can definitely easily hit it past that tree, and that's what I did right here. Hit it just left of the tree and barely in the rough. Very good shot. That tree out there is in the way slightly, but I'm far enough away from the tree that I can easily get my 18-degree hybrid up and over it. This is 226 into the wind. Gave it a little extra oomph on that one and cleared the tree, and that ball wound up right in the middle of the green, fortunately. As you can see, I had to come through right here. In between, there's 2 ponds short of the green. But I knew with that club I could carry those ponds no problem. And the fairway was pretty generous on the width up in front. But more importantly, I knew I could clear the ponds if needed. Here's a part of my game that I really need to work on. I'm trying to focus on is never leave it short. Always try to get it past the hole. Live by the never up, never in type of mentality. That was an eagle putt, just barely short. About a 2-footer for tap and birdie. And we are now 2 under par after 3 holes. I gotta admit, this is a pretty solid start for me. I played decently, but I am playing extraordinarily well after 3 holes. Coming up to the 4th now, short par 4, well guarded by water down the left side. There's a bunker out there about 260 on the right side of the fairway off the tee, and generally use that as a spot to aim. Unfortunately, I fanned that 3-wood out to the right. It left me with this second shot. Got a 6-iron here. I'm just trying to knock it underneath the tree branches and run it up to the green and hit a beautiful little shot right under the branches. Hit short of the green, actually bounced over a sand trap to about 30 feet past the pin. Now a 30-footer downhiller. And again, I'm just trying to make sure I get these putts past the hole, give myself a chance at them. And that was pretty good. That was just past the hole, tap in par. Moving on to hole number 4. Excuse me, hole number 5. This is another par 5. We're currently 2 under on the 5th tee. Hole dog legs to the right. You see the cart path down there, and then just to the right is a sand trap. That's about where the hole starts to turn to the right. And aiming basically at that cart path, which leaves me a perfect little angle after that drive. Right here, I'm 250 into a slight breeze. Green straight ahead. Can't see it with the sand traps in the way. Caught that 3-wood a little off the toe. Started it out to the right, but it drew in beautifully. Couldn't see what I had up until I got up on the green there and found about a 12-footer for the eagle. And had a failed attempt there, leaving it short. However, that's a tap-in birdie. Puts us to 3 under par, going on to the 6th hole now. This is a relatively long par 4, straightaway, right in between the trees. I will admit, being 3 under on the 6th tee did get into my head a little bit. Pushed that drive just a little to the right. Wasn't too bad though, but we missed the fairway bunkers here. And now we're looking at 203 yards with a 5-iron. And wasn't quite comfortable with the stance, severely uphill. And just pulled the living daylights out of it. You can see me off in the distance. I'm hitting my 3rd from about 35 yards out. And just dump it short of the green. It's on the fringe there. Should have taken a little bit more time with that shot. Come up and got a better view because I couldn't see the first part of the green there. I could see only the pin and a few feet around it of the green. This is a mental error after a bad swing. Should have taken a little bit more time, been a little more precise. This is the scoring area where everything matters. So this is a putt from the fringe for par. It's about a 40-plus footer. And just need to grind it out. Again, I want to make sure I don't leave these putts short. It's a little on the firm side. It's going to leave me about 4 to 5 feet left for the the bogey save. I'm a little frustrated at this point that having a phenomenal start, it's going to potentially come crashing to an end. So I really need to grind over this putt and not give up on myself after a good start to the round. Need to try to finish it strong. Get my read on it. Take my time. Sometimes bogeys aren't bad, and this would be one of those bogeys I'd walk away relatively happy. That's a clutch putt. It's a bogey. You're never really excited about bogeys, but sometimes they're better than what could happen. Well, that puts us to 2 under. Now on the 7th tee, a 210-yard par 3. Nothing really to worry about off this tee. Got a 5-iron here. And just absolutely pulled it again. Dead left. This shot here, you'll see in a few moments how severe the slope is that I have to deal with. I thought I hit a great little Mickelson type flop shot and landing it in the rough, which I felt like I had to do. As you can see here with the slope now chipping my 3rd shot for par, barely get that thing onto the fringe and it just takes off. But it was a great touch shot. Put it about 1.5 feet, 2 feet past the hole, which I'd take that all day from that spot. It's It's a pretty severe slope there. So another bogey. We got 2 bogeys in a row. That drops us down to 1 under. Moving on to the 8th tee. Short par 4, dog leg left. I'm trying to cut the corner here, but hit it out in the toe, and the ball just stayed straight out to the right, but we did catch the edge of the fairway. A 160 now into the wind. Taking a 7-iron here rather than going at it with an 8. Just missed the green a little to the right. Looking back on that shot, I wish I would have gone with a firm 8 versus the soft 7 and just been more committed to the shot. But all in all, not a tragic approach shot. Left us with this pretty straightforward chip shot, which again, just trying to make sure I hit all my shots past the hole if possible. And that one ran a couple feet by. Now got this one to save par and remain under par for the round so far. Again, take my time, grind it out. This is where you make or break a round. Trying to get off the bogey train. Just had 2 bad holes in a row after a beautiful start to the day. We got to get a little life back in it. Boom. Nice par save there. Moving on to the 9th hole. We are currently 1 under par. This is a short par 4, and that was a disgraceful hooked hybrid off the tee, leaving us this little punch out. And that was a 5-iron, just knocking it under the trees, luckily short of the ravine in front of the green here. But this plays into my strength, leaves me a little wedge shot into a back pin, and I knocked it stiff to about 3 feet. And this is a huge putt. 3 feet left for the par. Boom. And that shoots us a 35, 1 under par on the front 9. Grinding it out, paid off, scored well. I played the back 9. Unfortunately, I didn't record it. Came into a bit of a time crunch. And one thing about this golf course, which I'll get into another topic here on the mental side of golf, is the back 9 tends to have a lot of backups. They send people off the back 9 rather than the front 9. And there's a 2-hole stretch on the back 9 where there's a lot of people who clog up, and I have a tendency to play through on 14 and 15. Last 2 times I've played this course, I've played through a group on each of those holes, which gets kind of annoying. So that's one of the reasons I didn't record the back 9. I wound up shooting a 37 plus 1 on the back for a grand total of 72, even par. Back to the 14th and 15th hole. If you run into this problem, which I think is probably common for a lot of you guys, is you're playing through some slower guys, and you try to stick to an aggressive type of play, but playing through usually doesn't help our rhythm and timing. So as you can see on it's actually 13, I was playing through, and it's a short drivable par 4, and I stepped up to the tee after playing through these guys, and they're standing there watching, and I pulled one right into a tree, short left of the green. Had to take myself an unplayable lie and proceeded to bogey the hole. Moving on to the 14th hole, I had another group wanting me to play through, and again, this is another short drivable hole with a creek in front of the green. And the creek's not really the problem, it's the bunkers around the green that are the bigger problem than the creek. But the thing that I'm proud of is after having a bad mental lapse, playing through that one group and now having another group that's letting me play through, I decided to take the safe route, and I hit a 5-iron off the tee and then hit a little knockdown 9 right up on the green to make an easy par. sometimes when you're playing through, I think going safe and conservative is probably a better option and something that we should think about rather than just stepping up and wailing away with a driver. Now, if it's a wide open hole and there's no problem, by all means, pound away with a driver if you're playing through. But it seems to me when I'm playing through, rushing doesn't help the big stick. But if I take my time with a 5-iron or even rush a 5-iron, the results generally aren't that bad. And you proceed through the hole, and a par is a heck of a lot better than making a bogey. So I was really happy with the way I handled the following hole, playing through yet another group. So that's one thing to think about when you guys are out there and are frustrated with a slow pace of play, but yet you get to go through. Take the safer route. Don't leave your chips and putts short, because if you're never up, you're never in. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a good one. Bye.